This changes everything for the Miami Heat. With a disappointing loss to the Charlotte Hornets at home, the Heat have now fallen to the ninth seed in the Eastern Conference and could be in danger of falling out of the play-in. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel. What's up, guys? Welcome to Heat Digest. I'm George Michael Perez, aka G Mike, and in today's video, we're going to be breaking down the horrible loss the Miami Heat had to the Charlotte Hornets, what it could mean for us for the rest of the season going into the playoffs, the play-in tournament, and what could it mean for the offseason on how having a horrible year can turn into a great offseason and into the next year. But before we get into that, please do not forget to subscribe and be a part of the 32% who have been showing a lot of love, support, and care for everyone here at Heat Digest and at Digest Media. So I'm expecting that a lot of us Heat fans, after being on a 3-game losing streak before this Charlotte Hornets game, we were expecting to win at home when Charlotte is 4-24 on the road. And they go to Miami, and they ended up winning the game. First quarter, we came out guns blazing. 34 points in the first quarter. Charlotte is not a very good defensive team, so we were taking it to them all game long into the third quarter. Second quarter, we started slowing it down a little bit. Only 24 points scored, but we still went into the half with a huge lead. Come on the third quarter, only scored 19 points, while the Hornets started picking it up. Well, they picked it up in the second quarter, but they kept picking it up throughout the rest of the game. Coming to the fourth quarter, we only scored 25 points. We let Charlotte come back. We had 9-point lead with 5 minutes left in the game. And then after 1 minute of NBA basketball, the Hornets cut it to 2. And next thing you know, they ended up taking the lead and winning the game 105-102. It's very disappointing when our team is supposed to be a top 5, top 6 team in the Eastern Conference with the way that we've been playing most games that we've been leading by so much, but then we ended up just choking it. And what's even more disappointing is the performances by some of the players. I mean, Andrew Wiggins, Bam Adebayo, and Tyler Hero, they're doing their thing. They've been doing their thing. They've been pretty consistent. Bam with 23 points, 14 rebounds. Andrew Wiggins, 19 points. He only has 7 rebounds, but it was still pretty good for a small forward as his height. 21 points for Tyler Hero, went 9 for 17 and 1 for 5 from 3, so we want to see better shooting from him. If he would have put up at least 26 points in this game, we would have won. But even then, you look to the bench, what I've been alluding to if you've been watching the videos that I've been making, our bench just cannot score consistently, man. And Duncan Robinson, hats off to him. He's been doing what he needs to do as of late. Only shot 3 for 7 from the 3-point line. We want some better results from him, but he put up 14 points. He did what he needed to do on his end when it comes to the offensive game. We'll try to put up 10 or more points from any bench player. But you look at everybody else. Hayward Highsmith, only 7. Terry Rozier, only 4. Terry is a guy that a lot of Heat fans that are saying that we need to get him off the team. And I kind of agree, man. Every single time that he goes in, it's just like a different change of vibe when it comes to our offense. And we don't really need that right now. We need someone who's going to go out there and be consistent. We can't have Terry just going out there having a 20-point game and then the next 6 games only having 5 or less points. Definitely other players need to step up as well when it comes to the offensive game. But we need to learn, and we need to learn quickly before the play-in starts. Hopefully we get into the playoffs before the playoffs start on how to close out games when we're up big, because it's been about 16 to 17 games where we're up by 10 or more points going into the third, going into the fourth, and we do not know how to close out the games and actually win them. And it's a problem, especially when we go up against Cleveland, Boston, or New York, which is the top 3 teams in the East. Most likely we're going to be going up against them. We're not going to be in the 4th, 5th, 6th spot, of course. We're going to be in the play-in. If we get into the playoffs, we're going to play one of these teams, and all 3 of these teams know how to close out games and win. While us, we show out in the first and second quarter. We get into halftime. Something happens in the locker room that everybody just starts giving up, stop putting pressure on the other team, and we come on the third quarter, lollygag. Going to the fourth, it's like, since the team has already come back, we lose our faith, we lose our hope, and we're like, yo, we can't win the game. We can't play defense. We can't score. oh, might as well just give up and let them win the game. We can't be playing like that, man. We can't be playing like that. So now we fall to the ninth seed. We're 29 wins, 35 losses. 2 games above the Chicago Bulls, where we lost 2 the other night, where we had, again, a huge lead, and then we let it go. We're 1 game behind the Orlando Magic, 2 games behind the Atlanta Hawks, where the Hawks have been playing very good lately on the defensive side. Their offense is a little wishy-washy, but they're bringing it together. They did lose one of their big role players, Jalen Johnson, but it looks like it hasn't really affected them. They can probably solidify that 7th seed throughout the rest of the season. But us, man, we're in the 9th seed right now, and we got a lot of tough games next, and it's not looking very hopeful for us. So let's look at the next games and see if maybe you guys disagree with me now, who I'll call the winner and loser of each of these games. But first game, which will be tomorrow night at 8 p.m., we host the Los Angeles Clippers. The Clippers have been playing great as of lately, especially with Kawhi Leonard and James Harden at that duel. They've been leading their teams to a lot of victories, and honestly, I think that he will lose that one. Then we host the Celtics on Friday. Lose that one. We go to Memphis, try to play Memphis over there. I think it will be a close game there, but I think on that one, we'll probably lose. That's 3 games losses right there. Then we go to New York and play against the New York Knicks, one of our rivals. Play in the Madison Square Garden, where it's always tough to play at. I think we lose that one. Go host the Detroit Pistons at home. The Pistons are a young, talented team, very gritty, and they will not quit no matter what. If we do not hold up our end, we'll probably lose that game as well. Then we host the Houston Rockets. The Rockets are the same type of team, just on the west side of the Detroit Pistons. We might lose that one as well. 6 straight losses is what I'm looking at for the next 6 games. Then we host the Hornets. Hopefully we can win that one. I thought we were going to win the other night, but didn't happen. I think we'll actually win this game. I think we'll get a revenge game here, so we'll get a win. Then we host the Golden State Warriors, where Jimmy Butler will be returning to Miami and playing. I think Jimmy Butler is going to have a great game against us. I think he's going to have his revenge game, and I think the Heat will lose that game. Then we host the Atlanta Hawks, where that's going to be a tough, gritty game as well. Again, they're playing very good defensively. We play good defensively too, but if we do not hold the lead, they will come back and they will take it away from us. But I'll pick the Heat to win that game. Then we go to Philadelphia, visit the 76ers. The Sixers are very bad this year, especially with Joel Embiid being in and out of the lineup, and now he's out for the rest of the season. Paul George hasn't been playing up to par. Tyrese Maxey has been inconsistent as of late. I think we can win that one, so it'll be 2 straight wins there. Then we'll go to Washington. Washington is one of the worst teams in the league. They shouldn't be able to hang with us at all. I'll give us the win on that one too, 3 straight wins. Then we'll head to Boston. Boston's a very good home team, the reigning champs. I think we lose that one. Host the Grizzlies at home. Hopefully we can win that, but the Memphis Grizzlies are pretty good as well. I think the Grizzlies will take that one. Then we host the Milwaukee Bucks, where we have been known to play very good against them, but they're a high-scoring team, top 5 in the NBA right now in offense. So I think the Milwaukee Bucks will take us there. And then we'll look to the last 4 games of the season, where I think we could win all 4 of these games, hosting the Philadelphia Sixers at home, going to Chicago, getting our revenge game there, going to New Orleans, where the Pelicans are kind of wishy-washy. That would be the toughest matchup out of these 4 games for us, but I still think we can win it. And then hosting the Washington Wizards at home, we could get a 4-game win streak before getting into the play-in, playoffs, whichever the case may be. So I do hope we could turn this horrible season around and actually turn it into something good, to try to get into the play-in tournament, try to win and get into the playoffs. Yeah, we're not going to go very far. I doubt we get out of the first round, but as Heat Nation, we always want to be in the playoffs and always trying to be in the winning side of stuff. But if we're not, the Heat have always responded after a bad season. I got to hear from Heat Culture at WadeXFlash on X, and they kind of do make sense. In 03, we went 25-57. We drafted Dwayne Wade, made the playoffs in 04, the very next year. Missed the playoffs in 2015, finished as the 3rd seed in 2016, and we were 1 win away from the Eastern Conference Finals, where we probably could have faced the Cleveland Cavaliers. That would have been nice going up against LeBron James after he left 2 seasons before that. We got swept in 2021 by in the first round in the Eastern Conference. Next season, finished as first seed with 53 wins. So if the pattern makes well, and we actually can live off this tweet right here. If we don't get into the playoffs because we get into the play-in and we end up losing, go home, packing home early, going to Cancun. Hopefully, the very next season, very next off season, we can do something good. Maybe we could catch the big fish. Maybe we can draft really well where we get a great draft pick that turns the whole organization around. And the one rumor that we, as Heat fans, if you've been following them on X or anywhere that you can get your Miami Heat news, the rumor that we have been hearing about and seeing roaming around is trying to get Kevin Durant. And Bleacher Report put a Kevin Durant trade package for the Miami Heat just today, and it included Kel Warner, Terry Rozier, Duncan Robinson, a 2025 first-round pick of the Golden State Warriors after the trade, a 2031 first-round pick. And looking at this trade package for Kevin Durant, right? It sucks we're going to give up Kel Ware because he could probably be a stud down the line, a double-double machine, a great defensive monster in the paint, a rim protector. And if he could develop that three-point shot, he could be a good stretch five to have out there on the floor like we used to have with Chris Bosh. Terry, we want him out of there. I think I could speak for a lot of Heat fans that we do not want him anymore. We just want to let him go. You know, it's unfortunate that it didn't play out with him because when he got traded to Miami, a lot of people were on high hopes with him and tried to score at least 15 to 20 points a game to help out Bam and Tyler. But it hasn't happened like that. He's been too inconsistent. Duncan Robinson, it's going to suck to lose him because he can literally light up a torch quick if he makes his first 3 threes, and he gives us 9 points off the rip. And you know, it's going to be tough to lose him when it comes to the scoring ability, but his defensive paralysis is something that we do not like as a Heat culture. So I see why we would want to give him up. And obviously the first round picks is because Phoenix had alluded to that they want some first round picks in return. So trading this for Kevin Durant, it's not something that I love, but if you're telling me I could get KD where, yes, he's old, but he's coming down to the end of his career, but maybe he could give 2 to 3 more great seasons as a lethal shooter that he is. Pair him up with Bam and Tyler and the rest of the squad. I kind of like it, man. I kind of like it. And then the same Twitter page actually put up on who could be the untouchables for the Miami Heat and mentioned Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero. I agree with those two. He was talking about Kel Ware. Obviously, in this Bleacher Report trade package, they put him in there. I wouldn't say he's untouchable, but if you're asking me, I would want to keep him in the trade of trying to get Kevin Durant. If there was a possibility of keeping him, yes, I would want to keep him. Davon Mitchell, I do agree with that fact that I think he should be an untouchable. He's a great defensive guard that we need to be stopping these high-profile scoring guards in the Eastern Conference. So it would be lovely to get him, develop his three-pointer. He's great at facilitating as well. He's a playmaker. He can get about 10 assists a game that he's been showing on a late. But the only thing that I disagree with, I think the other untouchable for me will be Jovic. I like Jovic's game. He could be a point forward. He could shoot the three. He plays good defense. I think he keeps developing with the Heat culture. It could turn him into an all-star later down the line or a good sixth man of the year off the bench and stuff like that. But as Heat fans, man, we love to be competitive and we want to be in the playoffs. We don't want to be in this play-in tournament. We want to be in the 6th seed or above, but obviously that's not going to happen. So hopefully we can end up in the play-in tournament. We need to play well in these last games, on month and a half left of this regular season. We need to be playing very well, and we need to show out, get into the play-in tournament, win how many games, whatever, we got to play 1 or 2 games, whatever the case is. We need to win those games and get into the playoffs and try to face the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Boston Celtics, or the New York Knicks. So whichever it comes out to be, We just need to get into the playoffs again. As Heat culture, and Heat Nation, we're very competitive, and we want to be in the winning aspect of stuff. I know we're not gonna get far into the playoffs, but we still want to be in there. For Heat Digest, I'm George Michael Perez, aka G Mike, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.